Rainollon here. Today's another build showcase, and it's the Proboscis Cernos. So let us immediately start. Starting with the mods I'm using. I'm using Rifle Elementalist, gives you 90% status damage on our status damaging elements. And the damaging elements we're going to be proccing is Heat and Slash. You're going to be seeing a lot of Heat and sometimes Slash, so this mod for us is amazing. Wall Acceleration, a lot of fire rate. If you're using a buffer Warframe that gives you fire rate, you can just remove this, replace it with a different mod, like a Riven, for example, or Vigilant Ornaments. Those are by far the best. Rim Rounds, Cold and Stash Chance, and Malignant Force, Toxin Stash Chance, Toxin and Cold gives you Viral. Viral is very good. Galvanized Chamber, Multi-Shot, kill stuff, giving him more Multi-Shot. Bane of the Arcane, it's very good. It's a multiplicated damage increase against the faction you're going to be fighting. You're going to be swapping this against the faction you're going to be fighting. So if you're fighting Ganir, use the Bane of the Ganir, Corpus, Bane of the Corpus, and etc. For the other mods, Termite Rounds, Heat and Stash Chance, and Hellfire, a lot of heat. So we have a lot of heat, and we want heat to be our number one highest damaging element to proc the most, because it's a status weapon, and I will talk about it very, very soon. For the Axel's Weapon Adapter slot mods, Aero Mutation and Vigilant Supplies are by far the best. Fixing your ammo economy. You're going to have a lot of ammo problems, so I highly recommend going for one of these. You're going to have a lot of problems with ammo, believe me. The ammo maximum on this weapon is horrible. For the Arcane, Primary Merciless, on kill you get 3% increased damage for 4 seconds, stacks up 12 times, so at max that's 360% increased damage and 3% real speed. The real speed doesn't really help much, but the damage increase is the main source while we're using Merciless. And I find Merciless by far the best than any other Arcane, so I highly recommend going for Merciless. So yeah. Now let's talk about the stats. The charge time is quite fast thanks to Vial Acceleration. 1 ammo, it's a bow, so of course. And the maximum ammo is 7, which is extremely low. That's why Aero Mutation and Vigilant Supplies is something I highly recommend going to fix your ammo problems. Or you can go Carrier, Protea, you can do that as well. Riven Dispo, horrible. If you really want to use a Riven, and you have one, remove all acceleration for it. The best possible stats for that Riven for this weapon is easily multi-shot, status chance, heat. Those are by far the best. You want to proc heat the most, you want to have a lot of status chance to proc more status, and multi-shot to shoot more projectiles. Critical chance, horrible. Critical multi, below average, really bad. Status chance, decent. And base damage overall is good. So the reason why we're using these two mods to give us a lot of heat, because we want heat to be our main source of DPS, to be highest chance to proc. And you're like, how do you know which has the highest chance to proc? So if you put your crosshair on status, it tells you here at the very bottom, heat has a nearly 50% chance to proc on status procs, and viral has nearly 40%. So you're going to be seeing a lot of heat, you're going to be seeing viral always at cap. And on the radius status chance, viral has the highest and heat has the second highest. And yeah, so you're going to be seeing a lot of heat, you're going to be seeing viral, which will boost the damage to heat. Sometimes you will see slash. So overall, yeah, that's the number one reason why using these two, just to make the heat the biggest base damage here, and it has the highest chance to proc. Also, the weapon has a radius, so has a 7-meter radius. It does work with Firestorm, but I will not recommend, mostly because we don't have enough mod slots for Firestorm. It does heat and viral, has a 50% damage fall off, and has 4 times the higher base damage on it, which is amazing. Overall, the stats from this weapon are solid, I will say. I wish they were better. I kind of wish the status chance was slightly higher and the magazines was at least like 20 to fix this weapon's problems. But overall, they're fine for this weapon, I will say. Time for me to show you in game. So I'm gonna spawn level 55, regular Star Chart or Kimbello group dudes. And how does this weapon work? You shoot it, it will pull enemies into the middle and then blow up. While it's pulling enemies, you're going to be constantly proccing heat onto these enemies and constantly doing damage. So you can shoot once, as you can see there, it's pulling them, doing damage, and then after a couple of seconds explodes. It's one of the most unique AoE weapons in this entire game. It's a crowd control weapon that does solid damage. It does fall off in Steel Path, but you can use a buffer to fix that problem. So now I'm gonna spawn Steel Path version, level 195, Orc and Belly Group dudes. And I'm gonna shoot over here twice. So as you can see, Bombards are going to be dying from heat. Wardens are somehow still alive. Heavy Gunner. Nope. Now it's dead. But you're going to be shooting more than once, of course. I'm just showing you the weapon. And... oh, thank God. So overall, the weapon... if you really want to use this weapon, I highly recommend going for a buffer Warframe to fix your damage overall. So you can go like Siren, you don't need to go always Mirage. Like for example, I have a Siren build over here, which gives me Roar, third ability gives me Toxin, and first ability gives me Corrosion, thanks to the augment. And you will see here that Steel Path is going to be melted, which makes this weapon extremely good. But if you're using a non-buffer Warframe, I don't recommend. This weapon does fall off in Steel Path, but for regular Star Chart, it's really good. It's one of the most unique weapons. I hope we see a infested Kuva version of this weapon in the future, or something. I just really want to use this weapon. It's so interesting compared to most. So yeah, that's my Proboscis Cernos. I hope you enjoy. Thank you everybody for watching. Please leave a like, sub, and see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.